Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Tuba People TV, where we talk about Arnold Jacobs all of the time. Puddles and I are on Times Square area here at the Lion King Theater, the Minskoff Theater,
Yes.
with an old friend, Morris Kainuma, who is the full-time tubist and bass trombonist with this show,
Yes.
the Lion King show. Congratulations!
The Lion King. Thank you.
That's amazing.
It is. It's amazing to be on, to get on the moving train that is like a long-running Broadway show.
Yeah.
We've performed over. I don't know the official count now. I think we've gone over 7,000 shows.
7,000 shows. Wow, that's amazing. Well, in addition to his duties with the Lion King show here on Broadway, Morris is the principal tubist of the American Ballet Theater.
Yes.
And studied at Michigan, and also had some studies with Arnold Jacobs. And Morris, can you take us back? When did you have that first lesson or two with Mr. Jacobs?
With Mr. Jacobs, yes, I was in my second year of school at University of Michigan, and some fellow students had mentioned that they themselves had traveled to Chicago and taken some lessons with Mr. Jacobs. So I got his information, gave him a call. I was fairly terrified making the call, that first call.
Yeah.
And got his wonderfully resonant voice on the phone, and he was very kind, and we arranged a lesson. I took the drive to Chicago, met him at the studio downtown, and just had a great first lesson.
Do you remember was there anything that comes to memory as to what he focused on with you? What was there?
With me, it seemed that his primary focus in that lesson was in getting me to think more musically, to think more in terms of sound and the music, and less about the mechanics of playing the instrument. I wanted to get a better result than what I was getting, and he gave me a lot of things to think about, and one thing that really stuck in my mind also was at the time I played on a Mono Weston Bell model tuba, which is, in its design is completely different than the York that he played on. And so to demonstrate something for a moment, he took my horn and played just a little bit, just a few notes of this one excerpt I was playing for him. And the sound that he got out of that instrument, it was just tremendous. That really floored me, because I certainly never heard myself sound anything like that, or anyone else who played that model tuba sound anything like that. And it was just amazing. It was just this big, beautiful, vibrant sound, and so much sound, and it sounded so easy, and so that really, needless to say, it really piqued my interest.
Yeah, for sure. Do you recall what he did to prompt you to I guess think more musically and less physically? Was there something some series of sentences or activities or etudes, or do you remember how that? Did he say, you need to think more musically? How did it all come about? What did he do for you?
Yeah, okay. He just had I don't recall what excerpt I had brought in.
Sure.
And he just had me play just like the first note of it, and he just asked me to just think about more of the sound like to really imagine like a beautiful tuba sound, and to really kind of conceptualize that and take a breath and play, and I did that a few times, and it was. I'm sorry to say that at that time I don't believe I was thinking that way, because it seemed so
Yeah.
foreign to me.
The conceptual.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I can definitely relate when my first time.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely all about the physical.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think you came back? What brought you back? Why did you come back?
Well, I loved the idea of what he was going for, and certainly, of course, from the countless recordings that I had heard and that I owned myself of the Chicago Symphony, I was just always so amazed at how wonderful he sounded, and just the sound and the kind of sound, and musically what he was doing also. So I felt like I got like a little glimpse into what was possible, what more was possible playing wise, and I wanted to find out more.
Here you are, fast forward to 2014, and you're a full-time tubist and bass trombonist with this amazing Broadway show. Is there anything that, from those lessons you had with him, that you think about as you approach the instrument? Is there
all the time, and more, just in conceptualizing the sound, and especially doubling on bass trombone for me. I need to really think about just getting in a really great breath, just really sucking in the air, and but and just being relaxed, not pushing or compressing anything, and thinking of a beautiful tone on both instruments when I need to play them. And it's just I feel like absolutely feel like a work in progress. I'm just I just want to do it well, and play better and sound better, and have things work better. And it's also great to be I get a lot of reminders when I hear colleagues around, and when I hear them play, and when it happens, and most times it's persons who have either studied with or been strongly influenced by Mr. Jacobs, and I'll hear something in their sound. Even when I heard you at Brevard, it's like, that it really reminds me of the sound, like the beauty of your sound, that beautiful buoyant sound that you have. And when I heard you years ago at Brevard, it's like, I get reminded of the things that I've of information that he had imparted to me, and I'll hear and it doesn't have to be on the tuba. It'll be a trumpet player like Bud Burge. I'll hear him play, and it's like, it's not, I'm reminded of just, it's almost like, and when I hear you, when I hear Bud, when I hear other people play, I almost feel like I can hear the air. I can hear how it's all working.
The ease.
The ease.
Yeah. Morris, you talked about air. You talked about concept. Was there anything else, maybe specific to you that you're aware of, or anything else that the viewers might be interested to know in terms of your experience with Jake?
Well, in the few personal lessons that I had with him, because I also attended a week's master class at that Jeff Funderburg
University of
hosted.
Northern Iowa.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. And in one of these lessons, Mr. Jacobs he didn't speak a lot about it. He just brought up just the notion of using a certain vowel, and in speaking my T's a little clearer. And I thought about that, and he didn't get into it, very, very long. He just kind of mentioned it, and kept wanting me to get, to still, focus on a really great sound. And I thought about that, and actually later during the master class, as he was talking about articulation and vowel and air, and because I later came to realize after those first lessons with him that my one of my challenges is that my tongue is pretty big, and is in getting the tongue out of the way and letting the air just get to the chops. So years later, I felt like he was, without telling me that I was doing anything wrong, that he was planting seeds in my head in getting me along a healthier playing path. That's what it seemed like to me.
And yet he did it without making it a super big deal, but
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it sounds like it was almost in passing, but not quite that.
Right. It definitely stuck with me. What he said stuck with me, but he didn't make it into a big deal.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we're here at the Minskoff Theater for the Lion King show tonight, and this is your work area. And Emily, can you just pan around the room, just to slowly, so this is where you work.
It is.
You're not in the pit.
Not in the pit.
You're not in the pit of the strings are in the pit.
Strings, rhythm section, woodwinds, the rest of the percussion. Yeah, they're all in the pit. There's when they moved the show here from the New Amsterdam Theater a few blocks away, in order to accommodate the stage mechanics, they had to shrink the size of the pit a little bit.
So they put you over here.
So they put us over here. We are out near the front lobby.
Yeah, the front lobby is just past that wall.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to the show tonight. Looking forward to hearing you play. And Morris and I were trying to figure out where did we first meet, and we think it was back in the '80s on the audition circuit.
Yes, I believe so.
We had a couple of visits, but it's great to see you and spend a little more time. Maybe we can get a little dinner.
Absolutely.
That'd be great. But first, Puddles has instructed me to present you with our Thanksgiving, this token of our appreciation, a genuine University of Oregon duck beverage dispenser. So we hope you'll accept this with our thanks.
Well, thank you very much. I love this, and as you know, my good friend Matt Engman is is he from Eugene or from near Eugene?
Probably near Eugene.
Yeah, and his being a huge Ducks fan.
Yep.
So, Matt, even though
go blue.
Yeah, right, exactly. I will enjoy many a beverage with this.
Morris, thanks.
Mike, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
And now back to you.